Chapter 352. Meeting an Acquaintance. In 30 days, or 1 month later, the number of deaths in the sea of misty stars reached tens of thousands for the cultivators of the righteous and devilish sects. Tens of thousands. Among these dead cultivators, the worst strength is also the out-of-body stage Seal King realm, are the elites of each sect. Now tens of thousands of elites died. No matter for the righteous way, or the devil's way, is a heavy blow. It was a lose-lose situation, and both the higher echelons of the righteous path and the higher echelons of the demonic path were very angry at the result. They felt that these little guys were too crazy and had to be stopped. Soon after, the devil sect's cultivation elder and the heavenly Tao sect's war elder sent out orders one after another, ordering all cultivators below the outbreeding stage invincible to leave the sea of misty stars, and those who disobeyed would die. Under such a strong order, those cultivators at the outbreathing stage Seal King and Seal Emperor levels, who had already been scared out of their wits, immediately withdrew from the misty star sea. In this way, the killing in the misty star sea was only reduced by a lot. Although there were still quite a few outbreathing stage invincible powerhouses fighting, for one thing, the gap between outbreathing stage invincible powerhouses wasn't very large, so even if they couldn't beat them, they could still escape. Secondly, there were only so many outbreath stage invincible powerhouses. The number was too small, and in the sea of misty stars, it would be even harder to meet each other. Soon after, Kang Tia and Zijin found it hard to meet any devil path powerhouses, and once in a while they met one, but it was still an out-of-body stage invincible powerhouse. Although that outbreathing stage invincible strongman was also killed by them, their news was also spread out smoothly. After all, facing an outbreathing stage invincible strongman, even with Kang Chon's strength, it was not possible to kill in seconds. Immediately, this outbreathing stage invincible powerhouse transmitted the location of Kang Tia and Little Gold, and some Devil Dao powerhouses immediately reacted and began to unite with each other, heading towards that location, blockading it. Some disciples of the righteous Dao also arrived one after another. In a humid slanting valley, Kang Tia and Zijin stayed here to recuperate. The crazy killing during this period of time had made them become a bit bloodthirsty, which was an extremely bad change, and they had to stabilize their minds as soon as possible, or else they would give rise to heart demons. Kang Tia operated the 10,000 Buddhist sect supreme heart technique, ice heart skill, and a cool sensation was born in his body, which traveled throughout his body along with his meridians. Under the baptism of this cool power, he became incomparably calm, and his gaze, which was like a razor's edge, flickered with an ice gold light in the dark night. On the side, Little Gold, running the inheritance technique, refined the killing aura generated from this period of killing, melting it into one, transforming it into supreme berserkness and battle intent, which was the tradition of the Vira divine monkey lineage. Time slowly passed. The grey foggy star sea appeared incomparably calm. Soon, Kang Tia calmed the killing intent in his heart and began to delve into the force shock. With the progress of the 9 revolutions, Zhuanggong and the enhancement of his fleshly body, he felt that his force shock could be taken a step further, reaching 512 times. With my current physical body that is infinitely close to the level of a top-grade treasure artifact, I should be able to withstand the impact of 512 positive and negative forces. Kang Tia whispered, some hesitation in his eyes. 256 times and 512 times were to different concepts. This was the gap between heaven and earth. The last time he was seriously injured by Zhuanggang's move, he was defeated under 512 times. When the force quake was injuring the enemy, the strong counter-vibration force would also backfire on the body. But with a strong physical body, there was no need to worrying about such a backfire. Now that his 9 revolutions Zhuanggong had reached the peak of the 5th layer, and his physical body had reached the peak level of a medium-grade treasure weapon. He had a kind of confidence that he should be able to support 512 times the force of the counterquake. And give it a try. With my strength nowadays, even if I'm recoiled, I won't suffer much damage. Doing whatever he thought of. This had always been Kang Qian's character. In the middle of the gloomy slanting valley, Kang Qia slowly stood up. He took out his blood blade and gazed at the opposite cliff face. His icy gaze, gradually becoming sharp if it was a blade. Force shock. Kang Qia whispered under his breath, and in his calm gaze, he slowly raised the blood knife. Immediately, a speechless pressure spread all around with his body. Little Gold, who was in cultivation, was immediately awakened, and when he saw that Kang Qia seemed to be sensing something, he immediately retreated far away. Forcequake, Brothers Force Arcana. Could it be that there's been another breakthrough? Little Gold's eyes were filled with anticipation as he watched from afar. Suddenly, Kang Qia roared 512 times. A piercing purple gold light blossomed out along with the blood knife, illuminating the entire shady slanting valley. Little Gold, who was watching from afar, suddenly widened his eyes as he saw the space in front of Kang Qia, violently shattering apart. A terrifying force, surging out along with the blood saber, blasted on top of the cliff face not far away with a might that was like destroying everything. Boom! Immediately, with a shocking sound, the cliff face in front of him gradually melted and turned into ruins. Hiss! Zijin sucked in a mouthful of cool air. He felt that he absolutely could not block this move. The cliff face that was comparable to a large mountain, just like that, it was turned into flying dust. This power was not to say destroying the heavens and destroying the earth, but it could still be able to displace mountains and seas. What a terrifying power! Kang Qia was also shocked. He hadn't thought that 512 times the force quake would be so powerful. This move could completely kill Ling Hongblood in seconds. It's not much worse than that move from Zhuan Steel. And this is still just my strongest strike in my normal state. Kang Qian's eyes were suddenly full of confidence. Perhaps it was time for revenge. Devil Heaven, even if Buddha dies, he will pull you on his back. Heavenly Buddha Palm. Just as Kang Qia was thrilled and excited, a familiar voice suddenly came from the sky, and with it came to powerful auras, as well as a series of terrifying big explosions. Brother, what a familiar voice. It's a Brother Fan Din. Little Gold was suddenly filled with surprise. Kang Qia was slightly stunned, and then his face was filled with smiles. Brahma Heart. After leaving the spirit sealing space for so many years, he didn't know how this little monk was doing. It looked like he had also heard his news and rushed to the misty star sea. Kang Qia couldn't help but feel a warmth in his heart. Brother, it looks like Brother Fan Din is in trouble, Little Gold said in a deep voice. He felt that the strong person who was fighting against Brahma Heart was very powerful, even more powerful than him. Let's go take a look. Kang Qia was also filled with gravity, and together with Little Gold, they flew towards the place of the fierce battle not far away. On top of a plane, two figures were entangled with each other, emitting to powerful auras. One of them exuded a blinding golden light. He had 8 arms. Behind him was a dazzling golden Buddha. This look Kang Qia and Little Gold were most familiar with. This person was precisely Brahma Heart. At this moment, Brahma's heart is in a very sorry state. After showing the 8-armed via a combat state, still unbeatable opponents, was suppressed without the power to fight back. It seems that the fall is only a matter of time. 8-armed via a true body, suppression. Brahma Heart gritted his teeth and exerted all his strength, transforming into a great Buddha and suppressing it. However, a thick demonic aura, like a boundless ocean, drowned him at once. In the midst of this boundless demonic aura, a berserk figure stepped out, coldly looking down at Brahma Heart. Just by virtue of you, you also want to pull my back. Before killing Kang Qia, Let's take you first. I think Kang Tia should be very happy when he hears of your death." This was a young man, very heroic. His body was shrouded in demonic aura, and a terrifying aura emanated from his body, not much more than a great circle of the outbreathing stage. Brahma Heart stared at this young man dead on as he roared, "Devil Heaven, just with you, you also want to kill Kang Tia. The battle in the spirit ceiling space, doesn't that make you see the truth? You will never be able to compare to Kang Tia. Seek death." With a cold snort, an ice cold light shot out from Devil Heaven's eyes as he raised a long black blade in his hand and slashed out hundreds of cross-cutting arms, covering Brahma Heart. Under the blockade of the surrounding demonic aura, Brahma Heart was unable to dodge. He raised his 8 fists and stiffly resisted these deep and ghostly blade-ons. Boom, boom, boom. Under the barrage of attacks, Brahma Heart flew out backwards, spraying blood from his mouth. Heavenly Demon Hand. At the same time that Fandin flew out backwards, a black hand rushed out from the rolling demonic aura and grabbed towards Fandin. Above this astonishingly huge hand, a terrifying aura emanated, suffused with terrifying power fluctuations. Brahma Heart's face changed instantly. "Don't worry, I'll leave you alive so that you can see how Kang Tia died under my blade." Devil Heaven laughed eerily, his face full of confidence. Feeling the terrifying power emanating from above the black hand, Brahma Heart's face was filled with misery and a look of unwillingness. Could it be that I, Brahma Heart, I am going to die here? Kang Tia, Zijin. The desperate call from Brahma Heart seemed to pass out through the endless space. Boom! A thunderous roar rang out, just at the moment when the black hand was about to grab Brahma Heart. A shocking purple gold palm suddenly ripped out from the space in front of Brahma Heart and collided with it fiercely. "Who?" Devil Heaven froze, and then his eyes widened as he drank in a cold voice. The surrounding demonic chair, as he mobilized it, filled the entire space and swept towards Brahma Heart once again. Brahma Heart escaped from death and was about to exert his power to resist the demonic chair, but then he abruptly saw a domineering purple figure blocking in front of him and slashing out a stunning slash against the rolling demonic chair. The slash itself was bland and incomparable, making it hard to see any powerful force. But as an unrivaled overbearing aura rose up into the sky, both Devil Heaven and Brahma Heart's faces changed. Broken sky. A low roar came out from the mouth of the purple figure in front of him, and Brahma Heart instantly saw a blazing blade that cleaved on top of the boundless demonic aura. Like ice and snow meeting the sunlight, those demonic auras unexpectedly emitted a snorting sound and were melted when they met this matchless blade aura. That radiant blade aura, as if it had no resistance, slashed straight towards the stunned Devil Sky. Heavenly Demon Cross Chop. Devil Heaven immediately reacted as he roared and slashed out a cross chop, clashing with it. Boom! With an explosive sound, Devil Heaven didn't move at all, but his face was extremely ugly as he stared dead on at the purple figure in front of Fandin, his voice almost squeezing out from between his teeth. Kang, Heaven. To simple words, but with intense hatred, in Devil Heaven's mind, his brother's despairing face surfaced once again, and a shocking anger filled his mind. He could never forget the moment when his brother died tragically under Kang Chan's blade. Brother Kang Tia. Unlike Demon Sky's hatred, Brahma Heart saw Kang Tia in front of him with a look of surprise. Heh, long time no see. Kang Tia glanced at the furious demon Heaven, along with a smile on his face. He looked at Brahma Din and handed him some pills to heal his injuries. Brother Fandin. At this moment, Little Gold also flew over and landed beside Fandin. Kang Tia, I didn't expect you all to be here. Good, very good. Today I will behead you all together to honor my brother's spirit in heaven. Deadly staring at Kang Tia, Devil Heaven's eyes were filled with hatred as he said grimly, "Just by you, a defeated general under your command. How dare you speak wildly? I, Little Gold, will come to meet you." Little Gold sniffed, his face filled with disdain as he raised both fists and rushed towards Devil Sky. "Be careful," Brahma Heart was shocked. He was about to chase after him, but he was stopped by Kang Tia. He could not help but look at Kang Tia with a stunned expression.